Hello everyone, and welcome to today's Yin style yoga practice. You will need 2 blocks for today's practice, and I highly recommend using either a pillow or a bolster. Let's begin by coming into a tall seat, resting the palms face down on the lap, lifting up tall through the crown of the head, softening the eyes closed or just looking down at the very tip of the nose. Beginning to deepen through the breath, inhaling deep into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. Exhaling from the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Inhaling into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. Exhaling from the chest, the ribs, and the belly. As you breathe in, connect to that sense of expansion, lengthening, ascension. And as you exhale, rooting into the earth, connecting to your center, grounding through your being. Inhaling to lengthen, lift, and expand. Exhale to ground, connect, and steady. Bringing the hands together at the heart center in prayer, pressing through the palms. Taking a moment in this prayer mudra to feel the heat between the hands, to connect to your own capacity to create in this world, connecting to your capacity to be of service. Breathing in and breathing out. We'll come together with the sound of Om, inhaling. Deep breath in. And exhale, gently bowing the head towards the hands, towards the heart, welcoming yourself to your practice today. Bringing the hands down to the lap, coming up tall through the crown of the head, gently opening through the eyes. Let's begin with a gentle round of cat-cow, coming onto the hands and the knees, bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Inhaling, lifting the heart, lifting the tailbone towards the sky, gazing up, opening gently through the throat, and exhaling, rounding through the spine, bringing the gaze towards the belly, pressing the breath out. Inhaling to lift, to lengthen through the torso, and exhale, round, a bit of contraction, pressing the breath out of the body. And again, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Let's take one more breath in, lifting the heart, lifting the tailbone, and one more breath out to squeeze the breath out of the body, stretch through the back of the spine, and slowly coming into a neutral spine just for a breath. And now we'll set up for our first shape in the series. We're going to move into a supported fish pose, which is not a traditional yin posture. It's a bit more of a restorative posture, but this is a great way to bring us into our breath and to really bring us into the energy of the practice. What we're going to do is take these 2 blocks towards the back end of the mat. We're going to bring the bolster or the pillow underneath the knees. And what we're trying to do is lay on top of these blocks so that the first block is going to come underneath the very edge of the shoulder blades. The second block will be placed underneath the head. You can keep the block at the same height. You can lift it to the higher level, and you can even bring it to the lowest level if you feel like you want something a bit more deep and intense. Feel free to place a little bit of padding, maybe a towel over the block if you feel like the block is a little bit heavy underneath your head or a little bit edgy. And you're just going to need to eyeball it. You're going to need to come down, test it out, maybe come back up, wiggle around a bit until you get it into the exact location. And give yourself a few deep breaths once you do feel like you've located the posture. A few deep, powerful breaths to just land in this shape. The legs can be slightly open, and the arms can move wide out to the side with the palms facing the ceiling, the elbows touching the ground, so the arm bones feel a sense of heaviness, a sense of surrender towards the gravity of the earth. And now that you're settled into the shape properly, you're welcome to close the eyes and begin your journey inward. In the Yin Yoga experience, we're looking to understand our edge. We're observing what is naturally rising to the surface through the physical body, what becomes awakened through the energy body, as well as the thought processes of the mind. With each inhale, just feeling like you're bringing a bit more life force into the body. And with each exhale, inviting your physical body to get a little bit heavier here. Inviting the body to release, inviting the body, the physical body, to relax. See if you can let yourself go about 10% more. Find 10% more relaxation and surrender. We're now about halfway through this first posture. This is a good halfway point to make any adjustments. If you feel like you're in a little bit too deep, you're welcome to bring yourself out. And if you feel like you want to go deeper in any way, you can take yourself deeper. Taking a mindful breath in, a mindful breath out, recentering ourselves here. This posture is helping to open the energy of the heart, the energy of the lungs, these meridian channels. Last 60 seconds of this posture. Many times in the last 60 seconds, we know we're about to come out. We can let go with a little more trust. Find a deep breath in and let it go. We're going to come out of the shape the same way that we came in. Let's bring the arms closer in by the sides of the waist. You can press the palms down. If you'd like, you can step your feet onto the floor or even onto the bolster. Engage through your core a bit, press into the hands, and slowly tuck your chin and lift the spine straight up so the crown of the head is facing the ceiling. And then move the blocks out from underneath you, off to the side. You can keep the bolster underneath the backs of the legs. And we're going to lay down and take a rest in Shavasana. Bring the spine down, open the arms, palms face the sky. Tuck the chin slightly so the neck is long. Close the eyes and relax. Allow the energy of that first shape to move through you. Breathe in the way that your body naturally wants to breathe here. Take a deep breath in and an easy breath out. Take that bolster, that padding from underneath the legs, and bring it over towards the left side of the thigh. Staying on the back body, step your right foot to the floor. And now hug your right shin in. Hug the right knee in towards the belly, towards the chest, and stretch your left leg away so you can flex a little through that left heel. Give yourself a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to bring that right shin over to the bolster. You're rolling onto the outer edge of your left side body, and then you're going to reach your right arm away, coming into a twist. You can keep the face facing the ceiling, or you could turn and gaze towards your right hand. This shape, you might need a little extra padding underneath that shin. We really want the right shoulder to fall peacefully towards the earth. beginning to observe the body, communicate with the body to relax. Communicate with the body to let go, to expand, to soften. And we're now halfway through the posture. This is a great moment to make any conscious self-adjustments. Deepen through your breath, re-center, refocus your mind. Anytime that we are in a prolonged twist, we are activating the gallbladder meridian. This is wonderful for the elimination of toxins. Wonderful in general to just have the energy channel flowing and open. Last 60 seconds. Breathing in deep and breathing out. Take your time, slowly roll back onto the spine, stepping the right foot to the floor, extending the right leg long, opening the arms. We're going to rest in Shavasana. Let the inner organs expand after that twist. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth. Release, relax, neutralize your body. This is a great moment if the mind became very frustrated, if your thoughts became very heavy or critical. This is a great moment to shift into peace, neutralize your thoughts, neutralize your body. Breathe in deep and breathe it out. Let's make our way to the other side. We'll take the bolster and bring it over towards that right outer thigh. Taking the left leg in, hugging it in, stretching the right leg away from you. You can flex a little through the right heel. Give yourself a deep breath, and as you exhale, you're going to roll onto the outer edge of that right body and bring the left shin on top of the bolster. As always, set up a little extra padding if you need it. Take a few moments to just get settled here. And let's begin to deepen through the breath. And then softening the breath, closing the eyes, going into your journey here. We're now halfway through the posture. As always, feel free to make any adjustments. Deepen through the breath. Bring your mind back inwards if it's been wandering around out there. Your edge is your edge. If you're feeling to come back because it's a little too intense, this is absolutely okay. Last 60 seconds. Breathe in deep and breathe out. Slowly, slowly unwrap yourself. Bring the spine to the earth. Step the left foot to the floor. Stretch the leg long. Open the legs, open the arms. Relax in Shavasana. Feel free to take a breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Breathing in. And breathing out. Step the feet to the floor, hugging the knees into the chest. Just take a moment here. We're going to make our way up into a seat for our next setup. You can rock and roll the spine, or you can roll to one side. Use your hands to help bring you up. We're going to come into a wide leg forward fold. In this position, I want to reach the legs as open as possible for me, for my body. And I'm going to bring some padding in front of me. I'm going to use the 2 blocks, a bolster, and I'm also going to take a little towel to use as a pillow. You've got some options here. You could just bring your hands onto the bolster, onto the blocks, if that's where you're at. Just walking the hands a bit forward, feeling the sensation in the legs. And then maybe you move down onto your elbows, so you're still kind of holding the spine upright a bit. And then maybe you're able to drape your torso over the bolster, turn your head to one side, and just let the arms fall heavy to the floor. Now, this shape in particular, I would say, is one of the more challenging postures for most of my students. And this is because we're really forced to confront the limitations of our body. Breathe in deep and breathe out. Breathe in deep and breathe out. Slowly, slowly allow yourself to move with your edge. Allow yourself to sink a little deeper. See if you can let go about 10% more. Be very compassionate here towards yourself. Give yourself a lot of love, especially in these forward folds. We're now halfway through this posture. Feel free to shift mindfully, going deeper, or even coming out a bit if you feel like it's gotten too intense. Sometimes the intensity of the physical sensation can deeply disrupt the mind. And what we want is to cultivate steadiness through our mind. Sometimes pulling out of the posture is the better way to go, to just create more peace. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Last 60 seconds here. See if you can let yourself go into the depths towards your edge. Full surrender. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly, slowly walk your hands in, making your way upright. Slowly lean back in space and just bring your hands behind you and start to move the feet from side to side, tap the backs of the knees, just gentle movement through the legs, and then slowly stepping one foot to the floor and then the other. You can now windshield wiper the legs a little bit from right to left. Take a breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let the breath out. And again, a deep breath in, and maybe there's some sound. Just releasing any tension, anything that was building up inside of you. And then we'll make our way into our final posture, which is going to be a child's pose. In this shape, you're welcome to come into the more traditional child's pose with the forehead to the floor. You could bring your hands by your ankles if you wish. That will make the shape a bit more intense. If you want a little less intensity, a little more support, I'm going to recommend taking the 2 blocks and then take the bolster and put the bolster onto the blocks. The knees are wrapping to the outer side of the bolster, and we're just going to lay the torso over the bolster, turning the head to one side, making sure that the seat is either touching the heels or falling very peacefully towards the heels of the feet. You can also play around with that bolster, feeling if it's pressing into your stomach, if that feels okay. You can also move it slightly forward, which will give your lower belly a little more room to fall and breathe very peacefully. Begin to deepen through your breath. This child's pose or baby pose, we're working with the meridians of the spleen, the stomach, the kidneys, and the urinary bladder. Give yourself a lot of love and kindness and encouragement here. This human journey is not easy, but it is spectacular, even through the obstacles that we face at times. Your spirit is incredible. We're now halfway through the posture. If you want to turn your head to the opposite side, feel free. See if you can drop in towards the earth 10% more. Surrender to the gravitational pull. Let it pull you down sweetly into the bolster, into the earth. Cease any sense of resistance, physically, mentally, emotionally. Last 60 seconds. Breathe in deep and breathe out. And slowly bring your forehead center. Walk the hands in, coming upright. You can shift your seat off of the heels and just stretch the legs out for a moment. Maybe shake the legs. Step the feet to the floor, windshield wiper the legs, just moving the energy a bit. And then we'll make our way into our final shape, which will be our Shavasana. You're welcome to take a bolster underneath the backs of the knees, opening the legs nice and wide, opening the arms, tucking the chin, closing the eyes. Maybe tuck the tailbone a little, see if the lower back can spread out, and take the shoulder blades underneath the heart so they're naturally towards each other and there's a very natural lift of the chest. Take a deep breath in through the nose, inhale, open the mouth, and let it go. Breathe in deep and let it go. Begin to slowly move through your fingers and your toes, your ankles and your wrists, your knees, elbows, hips and shoulders. Stretch the arms above the head and just move, stretch the body, move the energy. And bring the arms down, step the feet to the floor, rolling over to one side. Catch yourself there, give yourself a little hug, a little gratitude for showing up to your practice today. Press the hands into the earth to make your way into a tall seat. Take a moment, root the sits bones, lift up tall through the crown of the head. Close the eyes, bring the hands into the heart center. Take a deep breath in and a deeper breath out. Extending the great benefits of our practice beyond ourselves, that others might also benefit from our time here and our practice today in some way can be of service. Closing with one Om, breathing in. Om. bowing to each other and all of our teachers on this path. Namaste, Satnam, Shanti, Shalom, Posh, peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a beautiful and blessed day.